The first event of this year has proven to be one that has pushed many past their breaking point. Many vehicles have been unable to continue due to breakdowns, but the event is still far from over. Our next obstacle is sponsored by Cat Footwear. It takes a brave man to go first on this break of an obstacle. In the driver's seat, we have Werner Janssen van Rensburg. Moving slowly on this dangerous angle. At this angle, it's a serious challenge. Werner decides not to take the chance. He heads down and around, being very careful here not to cross his own tracks. That would lead to an instant disqualification. Coming to a stop, he takes a rollback. Up he goes, having no problem traversing this incline. Werner takes a solid 50 points to add to his tally. Henny and Cecile Swart up next. They started driving mid-season last year and have said they aim to complete every event in 2014. Also being very careful on this slope. Henny is already turning as to make a play for the sharp turn. His rear wheel slides out. Henny touches a banner and comes crashing down onto his side. From the other angle, we can see that the slide proved fatal and they take 0 points for this obstacle.
I don't know, I think it's just the angle was too stiff, too steep. And then it rolled over.
Llewellyn Edwards and Jaco Kuchlenberg on screen for the first time. Their chopped Toyota moving along the slope. Unfortunately, touching a banner there, they move around and take a rollback. Llewellyn makes his way up the incline and out the exit. Nicely done. Raymond and Zulisa Krier are impressively spinning into the line before they tackle the incline. Putting foot and up they go. Bad news for them is that Raymond did not take a rollback, effectively meaning he had crossed his own tracks outside the obstacle. This violation means a 0 for this obstacle. Jumping back to the time trial, we meet up with Corey Hudson. Pulling away, he makes his way along the track. Mr. Hudson is responsible for the majority of obstacles that the drivers face in the series throughout the year. Corey's son Michael also drives in the series. Keep an eye on the scores later to see who does better. Shooting away, we have Hesma Swart in her vehicle Butterfly that she built in 2013. Hesma is the most experienced female driver in the competition and not scared to show the men a thing or two. Coming in from the far side, Hesma makes the turn down the slope, passing through the gates as she picks up speed towards the exit. Ready for action is Barry Drenth and Brendan Grid. the previous SA number 1. But you would be excused for being so surprised to hear that after seeing this. Not often you see the roll in a time trial. Let's have a look again. Barry comes down at a bad angle and goes tumbling over seconds into the time trial. Finally, we get into the obstacle we have all been waiting for. Putting the extreme in 4XTR, it's the last obstacle for the day, brought to you by Hankook. Moving over the lip. Esma puts foot and they go revving up the incline. Coming down, Esma's wheels get stuck and she goes crashing onto a roof. Let's see what Esma has to say about that.
Couldn't get the neutral. It's automatic, so the problem is I don't have clutch, so couldn't find neutral or reverse.
His second year behind the wheel, and David Flett has had a very good day at this series in Parys. Moving into the obstacle, he moves forward. Trying the incline, but he decides to rather take his points here. Next up is Kenny Tritta and Janus Thiessen. Brakes working hard as they creak into this obstacle. Janus and Kenny deciding what to do as they fire away. Oh, and on the pull away, Kenny pushes into the embankment. The wheel climbs over and they bolt up the incline. That bad line of approach ruins this run for Kenny. Rory Flett behind the wheel with Albie Bloom. Coming down the dip. Rory blasts off, pulling to the side and then rolling back, clipping a banner in the process. Bruce Watson is ready for action. Rolling forward. His front wheel pressing against that boulder. He manages to get his tyre over that boulder. Up he goes. He takes a bounce and rolls out under himself and landing on his roof. Let's have another look at that spectacular roll.
Broke a shock off, but we can weld the bracket back on quickly. Try continue.
So you'll be ready for the next one, you think?
I hope so. We might miss one, but we're going to push and try our best.
Rolling forward is Michael Hudson. The boulder is also in his way, but Michael makes short work of that problem. Revving as hard as he can, he pops the clutch and away he goes. Expertly missing the banner on that rollback. Ready for his second attempt. Managing to get his front wheels at the top, but he goes sliding back down. Next up is his father, Corey Hudson. Also not someone who is scared of pushing their vehicle to its limits. Firing away. Getting good clearance, but he's unable to make it further. Corey takes his points. Up next is Barry Dredd. Getting to the bottom of the incline. He powers up and takes a modest try up the incline. Playing it safe on this progressive, Barry decides to take his points. Here we have Jack Null behind the wheel, rolling over the hump. Also a new car to the Nationals. Let's see how he does. Nicely down the decline. Firing it up. His front wheels lifting dangerously. Jack throws his car in reverse and pulls out the roll. Nicely saved, Jack. This is the technique Hesma Swart wanted to try, but with an auto transmission, it could be a challenge. Brett Law up next. Moving into the obstacle, his co-pilot in the brace position. She obviously trusts his driving. Moving into the obstacle. Powering up, Brett pulls away. Up he goes. Something seems to have gone wrong, and Brett comes sliding down. Keep a sharp eye on his front wheels in the replay.
Something broke on the front of the axle, the steering links or something like that. I don't know whether it's repairable or not, but I'll see as soon as I can get out of it, tow it out of here.
Okay.
It's unfortunate, but it's the way it goes.
From inside the cockpit, notice the boulder, then the shudder as he connects against it as he moves forward. Last year, Leon had an awe-inspiring role on this obstacle, which led to a 0. Let's see if he does better in 2014. That is amazing. Let's see that again. Firing away and blasting into the stratosphere. That is amazing.
This seems to be our yearly obstacle. We always flip it or something. We'll come back next year and try and get out again.
That brings us to the scores for the first event for 2014. In the super modified class, we have Willie Bester and Johan Strauss sharing the pole position with 287 points. In the second place, we have Hein Duran with 224 points. In the modified class, we have Corey Hudson taking the lead with 287 points. Making an impact in the second position is David Flett, standing strong at 266 points. Michael Hudson takes up the third spot with 265. The production modified class sees last year's champ Gerrit Swart in the top spot with 229 points. Werner Janssen van Rensburg hot on his heels with 222 points. And behind him in third, we have Hanku Swart at 218 points. Now for the street legal locker class, with Sean Creer at the head of the pack with 207 points. His brother just behind him in second place with 190 points. And in third, we see Arna Drent with 181 points. What an exciting end to the first event of 2014. We've gotten the year off to a flying start. And if Parys sets the benchmark for the competition, we are in for an incredible year of 4x4 action in the Maxxis National 4XTR series. To stay up to date with upcoming events and get exclusive previews of the show, like 4x4 Adventure videos on Facebook. For more news, click over to www.4xtr.com. This program was proudly brought to you by Maxxis.